Mm. Yeah, there's no ABBA, which would have been another good pickup here. Sven maybe is an idea to go for the anti-mage, which we kind of brought up if they go for the Medusa on Yuma. AM into Quap Warlock. Timber hates that mana loss. But it is... I think that is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? This anti-mage can be strong in the lane, come out strong out of the lane, but if there's no game to play, if Quap and Timber have taken over, this anti-mage will struggle to find his place. He did play this 2 weeks ago, and he has an 80% win rate on anti-mage, so it's pretty high. They beat Runa team.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Who could turn away from this battle?
Around the mid lane, indeed. The Tiny is a good rotating hero to the Lina, for sure. Another setup hero. You can pretty much guarantee pickoffs with the Nightmare, with the Toss, the LSA follow-up. You have so many ways to control someone and take him down. So Queen of Pain has to be cautious of her positioning, and also warding is going to play a pretty big role for Heroic. To see Aurora and their supports coming in and moving out. Faceless Void, it is a bit of a curious hero, isn't it? This is not the Yuma hero to really rotate through the Twin Gate to Davai Lama's lane to try and take that tower down. Usually he has something that packs a much bigger punch early on, like Terrorblade, even the Ursa to have some kill threat. Void doesn't really give you kill threat. With the Dominator builds, it gives you sustainability in the lane, so you're hard to drive away, you're harder to kill, but you're not killing anybody. That's kind of the Faceless Void. Usually Faceless Void is great versus the Timber because of time dilation, but he's on your team.
Prepare for battle!
Saw that coming! Ha!
He's going dummy.
It feels good to be this good.
Favors Aurora, absolutely. Yep, it sits into their game plan. But this is also maybe a testament for Heroic to show how well can they deal in the mid game and after the mid game. What is the state of their heroes after, say, the 25-minute mark, maybe going into 30 minutes? Like, what's the control on the map? Are they struggling with the potential split push? Anti-Mage is definitely going to be doing that all game long. And then the Solar Guardian with the global presence and supports that lockdown.
Fight.
But this could, on paper, favor Aurora. It's really just down to see, is Heroic capable of something that we're not too used to seeing them do? We're used to the fast tempo, the aggression, the we don't care attitude, which also sits into the SA mentality.
I said no!
Yep. Didn't manage to check. Is there a ping issue? Potentially on Nightfall. Already managed to disconnect from the server. Everybody else is looking stable. No packet loss on any of the players. It's a good thing. But the server is a bit further away though. Are we playing on Europe East then? I think we are. So that would be in Vienna in Austria. Is it?
The battle resumes.
All I know is like the West European server is literally in our neighbor. Oh, sorry, the not the West European, the Russian server is literally in our neighborhood, and it's not in Russia. It's in Sweden, Stockholm. We got like I have a 9 ping on that server. Alright, well, I think looking at this mid matchup is probably going to take a lot of time. Schofield's already on his way. He's running straight to the Lina. Gonna tank the tower, unfortunately, so he messed up the timing there a bit. It could have been a play. Yeah. Yeah, probably was that. Straight up picked up aggro. Nightfall has burnt up all of the mana from Davai Lama in the top lane and bottom. Mira dragging the wave to Toronto, Tokyo, and Yuma decides to reside here. Not exactly a high amount of damage onto a Dawnbreaker, despite her having only 4 armor, but she makes up for armor with a lot of health. Yep.
Look at that. Radiant's courier just got killed.
Dota could be a funny game if the size of your weapon wielded by your character grows bigger when your right-click damage goes up. So say Void's hammer just increases in size, or Dawnbreaker just gets a longer warhammer. Yeah, you don't want to give scaling like insane percentage, right? Because yeah, could be. Kind of like with what Tiny does. Like when you level your ulti, you get a new form. It could be cool on some heroes to have something similar going that way. They're fighting in the top Lotus here. No mana for Davai Lama and Davai Lama and Schofield, so they're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Nightfall looking for the last hit. The battery assault has run its course. Schofield's gonna take him for a bit of a walk. He's actually giving up. Like, I'm not catching this man. Clockwork with they had the same, yeah, he got the Lotus. They had the same movement speed, so that was really smart from Schofield, drawing away the anti-mage. I don't know why Nightfall had to blink that far away. Like, what's up with these pro players sometimes? Why can't they just blink on top of their target? Would have been a kill. Got his 2-point reactive armor. Schofield trying to take away the water rune from Mikoto. Doesn't work out with the Bane rotating in. But yeah, Davai Lama, he has higher right-click damage than the anti-mage. While this Quap is just getting tossed around. Mira also coming in. Oh, Schofield. Felt like he fell asleep there for a second because that level 3 Dragon Slave, that ain't no joke. That's 245 magical damage on a level 2 clock. Yeah. Workplace accident. But yeah, when you mentioned the Timber losing that top lane, I'm actually surprised. AM does have a faster attack animation. And Divine Llama is at 0 mana, but he has 2 points in reactive armor. So he's technically not taking any damage from AM. I guess the... Yuma doesn't seem to care too much about what Mira, together with Toronto Tokyo, are doing to this Faceless Void, throwing in spells. King Jungles just throws in 1 Fatal Bonds, and Yuma decides to throw a bash at both of them. Giving back a little bit of their own medicine. So far, so good for Aurora in their safe lane and in their mid lane. 10 CS ahead of their opponents in both lanes.
It looks like Dire fortified their structures.
Yeah, King Jungle's actually getting pressured. They don't even need a rune for Mikoto. They go straight for the jugular and find
Dire's
themselves
courier
a
has
kill.
been killed.
Toronto Tokyo's courier does fall. Yep, and a regen for Mikoto. We'll be happy to pick up that rune.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
1100 net worth difference between the two mid laners. That's very hard to come back from, because I feel like most of these games, if they don't get lucky and manage to punish their opponents once or twice, maybe even once is enough, there could be like a 2k net worth difference between the mids. As Schofield and King Jungles come to Whisper's rescue. Ollie, not enough damage with Mira. If they had the Laguna Blade, maybe then...
Your effort was wasted.
Ollie is going for the steal. Schofield is here, though. Sets up the cogs, forces him back.
Dire's middle tower is under
Making sure
attack.
that they're getting that XP. Divine Llama's gonna hit level 6, but unfortunately he's still gonna be in this lane with 0 mana. What is that character on the top lane banner right next to Nightfall? I think that was Divine Llama who dropped it. That's not from Cuphead, but it looks similar. Have you played Cuphead? Yeah, some cartoon vibes. I tried to play it with my friend, but I think that game is only for co-op for me. I feel like I was a Dark Souls enjoyer. I really like Dark Souls 3. Something in Elden Ring just didn't give me the vibe to play it, and Cuphead was like, man, that game is
Radiant's
difficult.
courier has been killed.
I remember my partner wanted to get it, and I was like, I don't think you want to do that. You might not have as much fun as you think. Right. Oh, hell yeah.
I guess Radiant fortified their structures.
Overcooked. Maybe. Oh, yeah. It's like a delivery game. Right. Oh, unfortunate. That happens. Yep. Well, that build is cooking, for sure. That's our segue.
Radiant's middle tower
Llama's got
could
some
use
stacks to
help.
farm and finally given up on that lane versus the anti-mage, so he'll have his spells at his disposal. Meanwhile, Ollie,
Middle tower shouldn't have to
it's like
take this
he's up to no
abuse.
good. Nothing against the timber though, so all those trees cut down. They see this move coming. Some cogs at the anti-mage. Whisper is also around. But they don't have the tools to fight
Radiant's
them,
middle
especially
tower is
Mira,
under
Ollie,
attack.
Mikoto. They're all coming
Radiant's
here.
middle tower
And
has
Quap losing
fallen.
that mid C1 tower. That's going to cause some issues. They get the catch on the Queen of Pain. Solar Guardian coming in, and Blink still on cooldown.
Dire's
Whisper
bottom
can't do
tower is
anything on the
under
retreat.
attack. Illusion.
Absolutely, yeah. And the fun fact about these surprise picks, the surprise pick ending up in a Chronosphere. And they've got the Sonic Wave to follow up on it. Yuma will secure the kill, so he'll get that one. But yeah, you don't expect to see Alina. You're probably not really familiar with how did that matchup go, because nobody in hubs either is really picking up this Lina hero. So I think this is a cool adjustment from Aurora. However, as we're mentioning Fissure Playground 2, the tournament right after FISSURE Universe, a LAN played in Serbia, Belgrade on the 31st of October to the 2nd of November. $1 million on the line. You could be in the audience! Exclamation mark ticket, or click the banner below the stream. As in Serbia, Belgrade, we will meet. The group stage is starting in a bit under 2 weeks. Exciting games coming up ahead. Got the Maelstrom Lina ready now. I'm pretty sure Mikoto would like to use that to her advantage. Maybe rotate for another kill. Because the thing is with this Maelstrom on Lina, I remember when we talked with Veer about this, but this was actually the carry Lina. So when V-Tune finished the Maelstrom, they instantly wanted to fight. Then they would pick up a triple kill because of that Maelstrom, just giving you that big of a punch. And Lina is an excellent hero for that Maelstrom. So what they do, they smoke up into bottom, and they go for the deletion of this Faceless Void, and not even needing the Maelstrom specifically for this kill. They just use their raw spells to take that Faceless Void out and ensure that Mikoto is going to stay on top of network.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Forbidden.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I do think maybe the reason is having that anti-mage in the lineup. Because if
beating on
you
Dire's
don't go
top
right-click on the
tower.
Lina, you have no sustained damage over these team fights. You're fully relying on burst, and if that burst backfires, then anti-mage doesn't have a fight to jump into. So I think maybe if they had something that has a reliable source of damage, like a Lifestealer, a Terrorblade, an Ursa, something like, oh, not even an Ursa, maybe a Sven, something like that, that can hang around and go in on his own. It might be problematic for Aurora. So I think going the sustain route, at least with these fast timings, keeps you ahead. Right, Llama, oh no. Oh, he just barely made it out. There could have been a chance that he does, an anti-mage getting caught in the back, but a big avalanche from Mira. But it's still not gonna be enough to save Nightfall, as the battery assault and the bashes from that Faceless Void will be enough. They clean up the Alpha Wolf too. So Heroic will strike back with these couple kills.
Those cracks in Dire's top tower.
Maybe Mira still found. Chrono by Yuma. And Whisper is right next to him. Sonic Wave is available if needed. But they're going to bring
Dire's
Divine
top
Llama
tower
over
is
with the
under
Chakrams and clean up the Tiny. So yes, I did mention a couple of kills, just a little bit of ahead of time. Hmm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Unfortunately for the observer, we can't actually ask to click on Divine Llama, but throw it up.
They're
Headset.
beating on
Okay, he
Dire's
does have a
top
headset on him.
tower.
It looked like he didn't have a
Dire's
headset on
top
at all
tower
after
has
he came back
fallen.
and said go. Looks like he's just playing without comms. Screw it. I can hear you guys. You can't probably hear me though. 3 to 4. Heroic finding a nice set of kills into a tower. Pull them back in. Much needed as well. You got the Kaya ready on Divine Llama, but look at Mikoto. This is exactly what you want. The Solar Guardian ready, and the Lina coming in hot with the Bane. They know where they are on the high ground, but do they find them on the right spot? Divine Llama's already backing away. The Golem to buy some time. King Jungles will give his life away for this. This is much better than ending up losing that Timbersaw, who's also high in net worth, and Divine Llama just wants to keep on going from there, so... It's a good trade for Heroic in a sense. Aurora's still happy to find a pick. Exactly. It could have been a chance that we end up saying, I don't know why he didn't use the Golem. So... Yeah, but at least the good thing about that spell still is cast range is good. If they have a Fiend's Grip up, you know you can guarantee cancel it. So the Bane has definitely, like we said, been checked with these picks from Heroic. See what Heroic's going to do with this smoke. They're going to run into a Bane with that Courier getting killed, and then they find Ollie.
Keep, you know.
Schofield is already looking for the next target, potentially. He might have to wait on Whisper, finishing this kill. Nobody else around. Actually, they got the vision. They see the anti-mage. But it's not an easy kill. Yeah. Need to bring everybody over. Yuma's down in mid. Yuma's getting jumped. Time walk. Perfectly timed, though. And toss the Dark Troll for good measure. Trying to hunt for a target with the rocket. They saw a glimpse of the Lina.
Money to burn.
Back away. This is a long chase. They're still trying to find a target. They brought all these heroes here for a reason. They want to fight on Heroic. Field's gonna be very close. You could almost smell the rock man. Smell the cold, I guess, since this is some kind of freezing elemental rock.
Dire's middle
Rock
tower
guy.
isn't going to last long.
Rocky.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Not Balboa, I guess. Oh, they end up finding the tiny after all. Avalanche. TP is open. No TP cancel on these two heroes. Are you gonna go for the nuke? Was waiting until they just dropped the Sonic Wave, but I guess you can do it without it.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away. Radiant have fortified their structures. Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Yep. They got the golem back up. And King Jungles with the body blocks. He's body blocking either with the hero or with the golem, so both exits are closed. We'll save another kill for Yuma. Yep.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
They did finish the Ags on the Dawnbreaker now. So Mikoto's not going to be an easy kill. They're going to go for the play anyway. Whisper is nearby. BKB forced by Mikoto. And that stun connects, but there's the Chrono follow-up right after. And they're going to focus two targets at the same time. They want Mikoto and Toronto Tokyo, and they will be able to get both of them. For the moment, it looked like neither one is actually going to die. But in the end, the split is worth it. Whisper, low on HP. He needs to get away from Mira, and Ollie also coming in. Feed Script is there, and there is a bloody Tendrils of the Deep Broker by Nightfall that comes in between, and Nightfall got the kill with it, so he cleans up the mega kill streak off of Whisper, but he's the only survivor of this fight as Heroic clean up Aurora's heroes.
Dire's middle tower just went down.
Oh. Quick reaction there from Davai Lama, not getting caught by the avalanche. They were still lacking a third hero to get in there. But maybe able to slow him down, lock him down. They did see under vision that they're taking Lotuses, but the Timber escapes. The Clockwork, not so lucky. Almost got the hook shot out.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
It's a very good timing. Yuma. Whisper is actually the one running in front. Fire scan does connect. They've got the lane wards. They have a Lotus ward. This should be Aurora's fight in terms of vision. They've got so much at their disposal. Whisper's poking the right side. Ollie going... they're going to face the Timber Saw. Solar Guardian comes out, and Yuma will fall before the Chrono is even up on the hero. So the Faceless Void is out. Bean Script also onto the Timber. He's calling for backup. Go clean up Ollie here. Release the Lama. Aurora still trying to look for the wraparound deep in the lane. Whisper jumps on Nightfall. Toronto Tokyo. He's getting targeted right now. They have used the Sonic Wave. They won't have the burst, but they'll slowly wear down the Dawnbreaker. And they will force everybody else back. And now the TP out. Not going to work out. A triple for the Queen of Pain. As Whisper, he might have given away that streak to the Anti-Mage a moment ago, but he's already building a new one. Yeah. See, as the TP boots are up on the Lina, and items are coming in, Fudge once again shows up on your screen, sends you over to Fissure's social media, write !F into chat, and open the link tree. Also click the banner below the stream to head over to the same place. Follow Fissure on their various social media channels. BKB is now also ready for Davai Lama, so items are coming in for Heroic at a very quick pace. Oh, what a play. Schofield with that fresh shard pickup sees over the trees that there's a Bane around this area. Flies as a Superman, one arm in front, throws in the hook shot, grabs that Bane. It will be a honest support kill for Schofield off of another support.
Tower has looked better.
Mikoto spotted here. They don't have the hook shot, but a beautiful chrono placement, catching both the Tiny and the Lina. Sonic Wave to follow. Mira will drop too, and Whisper. My goodness, he's getting every single kill. Whenever there's a team fight going on, Whisper is the one who ends up picking up all of the last hits. So he's on a mega kill spree once again. 10-2 with this Queen of Pain. But Yuma, that was a beautiful chronosphere. Perfectly calculated the split that he can catch both of them.
Dyer's middle tower.
They're setting up on Schofield, who was trying to go for Ollie. Now he ends up hook-shotting Roshan and gets away from the pit. Nightfall loses vision and time dilated as well, so that blink will not come available as soon as he'd hope. Heroic on the run. Void doesn't have any mana to fight right now. Mira, deep chase. This might not work out for Aurora. This is way too deep. That's going to cost you a Tiny at least. That might cost you even more. Ollie slowed down by the dagger. Divine Llama's coming in from the back, and that Fiend script doesn't really last for long. Good stun from Toronto Tokyo. It's onto Schofield. It's onto Whisper, and Whisper was able to jump away, but King Jungle's Yuma Schofield down. Toronto Tokyo dead. Nightfall dead as well, and that just leaves Mikoto alone, and Whisper's coming back in for round number 2. Mikoto does have that BKB, and he has to burn it now. He's going to have to fight versus Divine Llama, but the Sonic Wave is coming in, and Whisper comes in. The man who almost blew up in the fight. Divine Llama's giving it a bit of a chuckle as well, because he is the man who in the end turns that fight around. But Whisper not dying and getting around 2 for himself, make sure that that is a team wipe. Aurora, you went too deep this time. Oh, yeah. Whisper, the X offlaner for Heroic, playing in the mid position. And he's definitely getting the results on the board when you need it. This Heroic roster does feel amazingly good for the time being. Playing stage might not have looked the shiniest, as they were behind the Lina, behind the anti-mage. But right now, it's weird to see that it is a Dawnbreaker with the least 4 net worth at 26 minutes. A hero that generally farms really fast, has a lot of impact in fights, a lot of burst, and a double stun.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
You're last, nevertheless. Coming through the gate now to bottom. That scan doesn't quite connect, but Yuma, you mentioned that he was squishy. Well, he has a second life now. Shard now too, so Ollie insta-silenced. I love the sound effect on that block shard. I think that's honestly one of the more satisfying sound effects in the game, because it really brings that impact of shock. You get scared, like, okay, I just got silenced. Like, am I just dead?
Those cracks in Dyer's top tower?
It's Sonic Boom, absolutely. Powerful.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Spot themselves a tiny little bit out of range there. That hook shot wasn't going to connect.
Are those cracks in Dyer's top tower? Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. They're beating on Dire's top tower. Dire's top tower is gone. Just a cold fog left behind.
Yeah, who do we even focus on? Did we just solely go onto the Warlock, or just the target inside the Solar Guardian and go all in? Because that is the riskier option, which could be high risk, high reward. Just, you know, like anti-mages always do, they stalk in the darkness and they wait for their time to arise and they hit the most vulnerable spot of your lineup.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
It's not easy.
Dire's bottom tower is falling. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Coming in.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse. Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Whisper going for the scout with the Shivas. Catches two heroes, Nightfall and Mira. Mira doesn't get the chance to teleport away. Does come at the cost of the Sonic Wave, but they might be able to get that anti-mage Nightfall. Where did he blink? He's in the edge of the trees. Oh, so close, Schofield. Good attempt. Nice guess. Doesn't quite hit the anti-mage though. And Toronto Tokyo in the wrong place at the wrong time, isn't he? They've already came through the gate straight down to the bottom lane. They forced this BKB out too. It's just down to the Solar Guardian. Yuma did get the time dilation to connect on Ollie, and then there's the dagger from the Queen of Pain, so your movement speed is at 100. And now 12k ahead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Yeah, and Heroic is playing full on tempo, while Aurora couldn't get this Lina's head start into... They couldn't really transition into anything, to be honest. Ever since they finished that Maelstrom on the Lina, I feel like they found one or two good kills. And Heroic has had much more, like so many more tools versus Aurora in every engagement. So Whisper again, he loses the lane, but he's 13-2. Look at his stats compared to anybody else. This man is like a... I don't know. He's like a modern man, and Aurora are kind of like Neanderthals at this point. There's no plan that seems to work. That's another.
Axis pleased.
The wages of fear.
Yep. And Whisper is godlike with that spree, so he's absolutely popping off now. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. He does have the BKB, but that BKB doesn't help you if you're already chronoed. So if this is the risk. If Anti-Mage is somewhere in vision, you see the Face's Void pop next to you, with just sheer presence, you could even be able to pop that BKB, because you know that BKB mitigates Yuma's damage output. They're gonna try and go and see if they've got enough onto this Faceless Void. They do, but now you're in trouble. 2 heroes in the cogs as Mikoto dies with Ollie, and Toronto Tokyo with that initiation. He helped take down that Faceless Void. Now Nightfall. BKB is completely kited by Schofield. He gets nothing out of it. Whisper's got his own. Mira is left alone in the back. The anti-mage fails. He's his friend to die. Dalai Lama, meanwhile, solos Toronto Tokyo. Finishes his life. Tiny Yule's up in the air. Just to buy a bit of extra seconds, but that's about it. Aurora will lose again 4 heroes. And, you know...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They blow up Yuma, but Schofield catches 2 heroes side by side for Dalai Lama to follow with an instant blink, and that whirling death in itself already dropped them down to like what, 40% HP, and
fortified their structure.
Lina, just the wet piece of paper that gets torn apart.
Dire's middle tower just went down.
Yeah, that was it. Schofield just waving his mechanical mace. Well, that anti-mage is attempting to chase him. I mean, anti-mage has been chasing this Clockwork since the laning stage, and even that point he gave up and turned around. It's kind of the same still at 35 minutes. He's still running after the Clockwork, and he can't get to him. Nothing has changed, Harry.
Let's get on with it! Dire's middle barracks are taking fire, which is obviously bad. Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
Laying down. Being taken out. No more tier 2, so this could just be a push for Megas. It could also be another lane, maybe force a buyback. I think what they're playing for here right now is an anti-mage buyback, which he cannot afford, and they go straight to the Roche pit.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Look at that Mira getting slaughtered. That's another godlike spree. This time it's Dalai Lama. Oh yeah, they're really slow. I do feel like if you keep on the run as a Faceless Void forever, can't you just amass like 1,000,000 projectiles, and at some point when you stop moving, you just die? Yeah, you're gonna put me running 20 minutes around the tower and tell me if it worked. Like I'm gonna do that. Maybe I will. It just goes down. Nightfall, he's BKB'd up, but you look at how much damage this Void is still doing right in through that BKB. The Chrono runs out. Nightfall, he's already disengaged, but Heroic will focus the Lina down. Mikoto left all alone. No backup, nobody to save him. Toronto Tokyo getting slowed up as well. BKB refresher. Schofield has the hook shot ready. And another Solar Guardian to escape with.
Radiant structures have been snow fortified. Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
Oh, he has nothing. Oh, Dalai Lama got so close. They were able to cut the escape from that Toronto Tokyo Dawnbreaker. He might have died. Yeah, run.
Dire might have to say goodbye to their top. Dire's top barracks have
Clean game from Heroic after the laning stage. What can you do? Their macro game is just insanely good.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah. I don't have much to add to that. It's an emptying sentence. Yeah, it's going to give you a fighting chance. Bash versus Bash. Who bashes faster? Who bashes harder? Obviously, the Void bashes harder, but a well-timed stun by an anti-mage? Who knows? Can he bash more often? He's going to get hexed up outside of his base. Soaks up 2 chakrams for 700 pure damage. One quick go. Schofield on the hunt. And he finds Toronto Tokyo in a very peculiar position. Dawnbreaker was not expecting to be found at all. But Schofield literally... Yeah, there we go. That's what you do. You pop your BKB when you see a Void coming in. Getting saved by the Eve late. The Fiend script is onto the Clockwork, and he's still surviving. And the Chrono is on top of him because they got an anti-mage at the back line. He might fall, he might not. The stun from the LSA is enough from Mikoto. That's 2 heroes dead from Heroic and from Aurora. Mira with the toss back. Yuma coming back into play. He never used his BKB. Mikoto used his in the fear of that Faceless Void just moments ago. And now Mira hexed up again to the fountain. He goes Whisper, reapplies another hex on him. Nice sleepwalk there. And Divine Llama, you're taking a lot of damage from that fountain. You gotta be cautious. Another refreshed ulti from Whisper. The Tiny still survives. Nightfall goes in, takes Divine Llama. Whisper in trouble. Where you bash this Nightfall? Won't get him. And there's an ethereal Yuma also running around. And that's a hex on an anti-mage. Oh, first hit bash. Sure, you're gonna do that. Of course you're gonna do that. And now it's just Yuma. Everyone else is dead. TP out.
Dire let all their bottom towers fall. The barracks may be next.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's 33k and it's 24k now and it's 33k as this fight starts, so that's a 10k swing. But let's see. Anti-Mage trying to hit the backline. Beautiful LSA stun and some good spell usage from Aurora. Sadly, it took him this long, but at least at a moment when it really mattered, they did get a lot of good spell connections. Would force a couple buybacks though. Both supports had to return. But this is the part where teams usually fall under pressure. You see Whisper also unleashing those sonic waves there. He almost killed the Tiny. He had like 50 HP maybe remaining. Yep. And that was 1400 gold. And how much did he get from that second kill from the Queen of Pain? Actually, Mira was the one who got that 1600 gold for the Tiny. The Tiny suddenly has an inventory because of that. Yep. I think Heroic gave their Copium tank over to Aurora because suddenly there's something to breathe, as he said. Just smoke. Heroic last time around, they smoked all the way in front of the fountain and hit from the back, which their opponents were not ready for. So I think this is going to be a very similar play. Go right next to the fountain, I guess. This time they're not going all the way there. see heroes down the mid lane. Miro's gonna get scouted. Instant hex onto the tiny Sonic Wave comes through with the fatal bonds, and Nightfall is down to 600 HP. The hook shot hits onto Ollie on the way out. Mikoto does get a good combo. There's Solar Guardian as well onto the Faceless Void, but Yuma will survive for now. He needs to get that chrono off though, and now he does. It's on Mikoto. He waited for the BKB to also run out, and now tears him apart. That's 3 heroes dead. The buyback as well from the anti-mage. So make that 4 kills for Heroic. Trying to catch that anti-mage before he escapes to the fountain, but it doesn't matter. No more buybacks left to give. He'll just drop another chrono for a bit of a show. They won't be able to kill him. The 31st of October to the 2nd of November.
Dire team's turn to ban. Dire
in that
team
matchup.
ban.
So
Radiant team's turn to pick. Dire team's
what's
turn
the
to
hero
ban.
that he probably
Radiant team's turn to
a bit
pick.
of a
Dire team's turn to pick. Radiant team's turn to pick. Dire team's turn to pick.
tearing Ursa come playing
Radiant
tempo.
team
Void
ban.
carry would take a while to
Radiant
not
team
that
ban.
amazing. You can move Troll Abba.
Radiant team's turn to pick. Choose your hero. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Ooh. Look at never mind. Dakota just changed his facet. Call of the Void. He had it locked in for quite some time, but now he swapped over to Sanctuary. So we are... What does this do? I was also wondering, like, has Mikoto played Void Spirit? Because you don't run into that facet choice. He's probably played... Okay, I'm actually going to look. When's the last time he's played the Void Spirit? Okay, so 9 days ago. And can I see his facet choice from here? I have to dive in and do a bit of a closer look. He's played one single Void Spirit game in the close qualifiers for Fisher Playground. He stood in for Flipster Talon. Oh wait, I think he plays for Talon, and then the Talon roster is going a bit into places, right? So they're not playing Blast Slam. They got replaced by, I think, Execration, and now he's standing in for Aurora. Look at this match. Did they call it the Void? No, he played Sanctuary as well. So is he playing it in his pubs then? Because you don't change that unless you've done something to it in between. No, he had Call of the Void on the start. He had it at the get-go.
Prepare for battle.
On the start, yeah. So he has played it probably in his pubs then. Or scrims. He changes it permanently. That's also true. That's also true. But yeah, we're not going to get it. Anyway, let's jump onward from there. Game 2 time. Heroic in the lead right now. Do you think Aurora has a winning draft this time around? Nightfall, Nature's Prophet fits perfectly to him.
"30 seconds to battle."
They do have a solid draft going, though I do think maybe Heroic accelerating things a little bit here with their draft might just be able to overtake, because we thought in game 1 the circumstances were optimal for Aurora, considering the draft that Heroic had, that if they can play the game they'd want to against Heroic's draft, that it's slightly slower to activate. Now we're going back to the the pre-studio talk of Heroic might be a team that's just too fast and just doesn't fit Aurora's gameplay at all. Maybe that's why you also wanted to pick that Furion to match up that tempo. Three, one. 3-1. Okay.
Did you think it was yours?
Yeah, you've got ways of getting away from the Leshrac, sure. That's also one big thing that I pointed out was if that Tiny ever shows up into the mid lane to bully this Void Spirit, you have a lot of escape mechanisms, which definitely takes away from your kill potential. Yeah. Probably something like 1-1-3 abilities he's gonna have here in this lane.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
One, two, two could also be something. That's what I was also thinking. Like you leave that value point in Q, you max out W and E. Maybe we can do it.
You didn't
Or Mikoto is ahead in this matchup versus Whisper. Whisper hasn't revealed his second spell yet. He's got 2 points on Lightning Storm. We'll find out if he sees an opening to even use that Diabolic Edict. Of course, does Schofield have the luxury to do so? Davai Lama, at least you're playing a hero that can easily be left in this lane. You're also carrying a standard Quelling Blade versus an Aegis Prophet, so if you ever end up taking a bit of poke and harass from this Jakiro, start tanking up the wave a bit more, and you finally actually out-regen the dot damage that the Jakiro applies. Schofield. There's a toss back in top, and Ollie under the tower. That's going to be a first blood for sure. That doesn't take too much of an effort. I mean, they just had the Tiny hit level 2 a while ago. Walks up to the Jakiro. Schofield. Nightfall still coming in, trying to finish him off. Not work out. Now he's going to keep. Now he's keeping right next to him, trying at least. Yeah, the creep wave was coming in too. The timing would have been awful. Been a secondary kill for Davai Lama, potentially. Doesn't quite get that, though. Flesh going for the 0-2-2. 1-1-2 for the Void Spirit so far. Shaker Ursa is still 50-50 in this lane. I think it might just stay that way. Yep. Mikoto went 1-1-3. Whisper maxing out the Lightning Storm. No points in Split Earth. Tiny has been fully locked in on this lane. I guess the fact that they went for this Void Spirit just removes the entire possibility that Tiny is going to make a 3-6 minute rotation. Maybe that action rune is going to be the only time he shows up.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
And shrug off all of that dot damage. Tank the creep wave. Build up extra regen. They're trying to get in position again. If that Jakiro... I mean, Divine Llama's kind of baiting here with his low HP, but Ollie walks into him again. Schofield doesn't have any data, no information right now. Can't really see. There's a Furion teleporting. They're going straight for the bottom lane. There's big fatal bonds on Mira, on Toronto, Tokyo. Yuma would like to hit those creeps. Dish out some extra damage back, and here comes the Jakiro as well. Make it a 4 versus 2. Yuma nicely backs away with the Earth Shock, and they'll set their attention to King Jungles. Finish off the Warlock. But that means the supports are in bottom, and Mikoto is dropping low in mid, but Schofield can't get there in time. There's an Invis down bottom. Whisper gets the info on it, and Mikoto's going to maybe lose this race. He does have one Astral Step, but he's not going to risk it. Schofield giving a quick hello. Let's stay at 1-1. So, one of the last few years star players, all the way from winning TI and TI-10 Mira. This is his first time playing with players outside from the East European region. So, this is also Mikoto's first time playing for a non-SEA team. We have been seeing these SEA names every now and then in various rosters, but Mikoto, this will be a first time.
You merge with the impurity.
Yeah, pretty much. That was one of his SEA compatriots getting killed by an Invis Leshrak. Down in the bottom lane, losing the Jakiro there. Burn charges, absolutely. Roto still has... He's holding on to that Dissimulate all the way to the end. Schofield tried to play nicely there with the slows and get the Bushwhack to connect, but they couldn't grab the Tiny. If he did get caught, they would have had enough right-click damage to finish him off. Nightfall's being given chase in the top lane. And Divine Llama just needs to get a little bit closer, but without the Timber Chain, they'll have to rely on the Chakram alone. Nightfall dancing, high-fiving the tower, as neither of the heroic members are willing to do that.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
Yuma is also no ulti down in bottom. Echo Slam was dropped by Toronto, Tokyo.
They're beating on Dire's
Warlock
top tower.
heals in. The Salve also on Yuma, Mira, the Fissure, and the Bushwhack will miss. The Fissure will connect. So Tokyo is now being given chase. Ursaw has a long teleport, though. Yuma finishes Nightfall in the trees. That Furion that was already chased down in top moments ago came with that same low HP pool down in bottom. I didn't even see him there. It's like Yuma just walks up to the Furion and just slaps him down. Coming to contest the stacks. They know that that Echo Slam was just used down in bottom, so this is a great read. Heroic going straight to farm with the smoke on. They're just watching their creeps die under vision. They're like, they're here, but we can't do anything about it. But they're not even using that much mana for this either, because you can just keep that Pulse Nova running. Mikoto's trying to clean up some of the creeps. Llama's going to be able to secure them, though. Ollie will get burnt up by the Chakram. Whisper is living for now. Mikoto is low. Yuma can't get quite close enough. Divine Llama, though, he sees an angle for the Chakram. And there goes Yuma. Takes down Mikoto. Mira is forced back. The twisted Chakram slicing the Hoodwink. Forcing the Hoodwink back. Divine Llama does get pinged, though. They are interested in trying to go for a play. Echo in 2 seconds. It's up now. And Furion is planning on a teleport. King Jungles is coming in, though. And there's the Echo. There's a level 1 Timber Chain. And he's just going to go and harass Mira back. He knows he's kind of done for. Warlock has to go for the TP away. He'll be able to.
Illusion.
So stack stolen, losing the Timber, losing the Leshrac, and a couple heroes as well on the side of Aurora falling. Does hurt the Shaker.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hilarious.
Yeah, those tickets are usually been in a very reasonable price too. The previous playground event that we had in January. Now to the second one we go. And yeah. Yep. That's what it looked like, at least on on Wikipedia. That there's another Swiss stage happening.
A tide to the impurities.
It's a good format. Me personally, being a Swiss enjoyer. Hopefully the seeding happens better than what we had at the at the international. Caused a lot of talk. Yeah. Only Mikoto sitting down mid. Schofield trying to close in the gap, but again, it is a tiny trying to run into a Void Spirit. No, doesn't really lean into good things. Whisper pops the Diabolic Edict. He sees the traffic is on its way. The toss will kill him, though. That also leads the Edict away. The Biolama will go for the Haste Rune. It's going for the chase. He can get something done here. Ollie, the Golem tanking him. And he'll die probably through that Chakram as the Biolama is just going for a bit of a drive-by. Jungles manages to run away from the nice Nightfall. A 9 HP on the Warlock is all he has remaining. The Biolama still going at it. He does get hit by the Echo Slam. One more second for the Chakram. Doesn't get it off. He's stun-locked. Schofield is there. They clean up some kills with the Tiny. And finally, the Biolama is taken down. That could have been with a lot more casualties for Heroic. Schofield looks like he might be able to escape. Nightfall still trying to give him some chase. He'll let go. The Warlock lives with 9 HP from the Sharpshooter sent by the Hoodwink. And it looked like for a moment that the Biolama can't clean up the kills, but luckily Schofield comes to the rescue.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
And sweet.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire Snow fortified their structures.
Yeah, nice play there from Schofield. Avalanche the other, toss the other. And now with the top, the mid-tier 1 tower having the wave pushed in Heroic, they see a moment to just go straight into the Roshan pit. Playing themselves an Aegis for the Ursa. I wouldn't even hate it if they give the Whisper and Yuma continues to farm. Just like that, yeah. Whisper picks up the Aegis. Like he's the hero that needs to stay alive a bit longer. Last cannon. Schofield has caught the attention of Mira and Mikoto. They go for the Vessel after the Sharpshooter. That Macropyre. And of course you bring in the Wrath of Nature. Meanwhile, bottom, Yuma. They're killing the Ursa, but Ursa's going to turn things around. And bottom, and Toronto Tokyo will die off screen as Nightfall will TP in. King Jungles, he's applying pressure there, keeping that Nature's Prophet busy. And he teleported, hoping he can clean up Yuma. But Yuma will able to, he'll be able to stand his ground for just long enough. is right next to Nightfall. Yeah, the golem runs in a bit, you know, a bit too anxiously.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Killing spree!
There's a lot of good lockdown there with the Hoodwink and the Void Spirit. You have the Bushwhack and follow it up with the
Someone
Remnant.
better
Go the
have
other way
Dire's
around if you
middle
want to.
tower.
And then the Ice Path, even though it's level 1, but still
Dire's
one of the
middle
harder
tower
spells
is
to
under
connect
attack.
on its own. Great
Dire's
follow-up
middle
ability in
tower
a
is
game like
fallen.
this.
Middle tower is under
This would be
attack.
exactly constitutional if you're aiming to murder folks.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
You can certainly get some good plays going now on the map for Heroic. You're moving around, looking and hunting for kills. Yuma is prioritizing an Axe as his third item. I really like the Axe pickup.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
You know, he's already felt how much those stun locks are doing to him. He's almost dying to a shaker on its own. So if he has an Axe and he can instantly release himself from that Echo Slam, it is very good to have. We did find it. Toronto, Tokyo. Shaker also strolling into them. So Heroic again, 4,000 gold ahead. Yes.
Killing spree!
Back to the impurities.
Lovely gameplay there from King Jungles. Body blocking Ollie. Jakiro died 7 times now, so this Jakiro really hasn't found his place. And this, remember, this hero
Dire's middle
was
tower
picked
is under
into
attack.
no particular counter. It was supposed to counter the Tiny in the lane. And probably not even for that reason, but that was the only hero they saw that this Jakiro is going to do something to. Queuing up BKB. We have a pipe coming up for the Timber Saw. Recipe on the Courier. And the Ring of Tarask. So that's a pipe ready.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
See what Aurora's gonna do. Collapsing on top of Timber Saw. Loving didn't get his pipe delivered, so will not have it for this fight. Yuma has dropped to half HP and Whisper with the Aegis leading the charge, and they tear through them instantly. King Jungles got the fatal bonds on all of them, and there's a bash coming out as well, canceling the TP from Makoto. I want to see the replay of this fight because I think I'm also bamboozled on what the just happened. I think King Jungles just landed the bonds on everyone, and that's all I can really say. It's okay. Yeah, they got the bonds and they got the golem, so it wasn't even
Dire's top tower is
the
under
initial
attack.
impact of it, right? But they, with those couple seconds, well, maybe that 1.5 seconds of fatal bonds,
They're beating on
the
Dire's
burst that
top
they were able
tower.
to deliver during that time just tore Aurora apart, and now they're 9,000 gold ahead instead of that 4K we mentioned just a couple minutes back, doubling their lead.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
And this is a really strong timing for Heroic as well. Not only just because they finished the Blink Daggers, but in general. Think about their damage output. You have this Diabolic Edict doing pure damage. The Crash Landing Toss, most importantly, if you combine that with Fatal Bonds, in itself, the toss is probably gonna drop somebody to 50%. They're not exactly very tanky on the side of Aurora. Then you put all this Timber pure damage burst, which if I remember calculating at some point, was closer to 1,000 damage that you can go with if you connect every single spell on your opponent. And then Ursa is also a build-up burst hero. So one click of a button on multiple targets for Aurora, and Heroics probably won the team fight. It's very easy to play from 15 minutes to 25 minutes, so it's really, really hard for Aurora to ever cluster up to finish off a target because of what's transpiring here.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Yeah, exactly. Not a lot of time to go for go to those social media channels because Heroic is just not giving a break. Really love to keep up this tempo right now. And now that next fight will have that pipe on the Timber, which he didn't have in the previous engagement. Of the chase. Then the Wrath of Nature already came out, so usually you are using that ability to get a bit of extra damage on your opponents, and it was in preparation for them to connect on the Violama in the lane. So now that ulti went, Heroic knows something is up, and Yuma was giving chase to the Nature's Prophet. Was able to teleport away. Yuma's still looking for him, running around the trees. Nobody's there.
Desolation.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
It helps. All the little things, all the small things.
To Radiant's bottom tower. Dire Snow fortified their structures.
Spirit's 80 rune is about to expire.
Radiant's bottom tower is no more.
The last moments of it to finish off this tier 2 tower. Uncontested. No defense coming in from Aurora. Meanwhile, Mira was able to finish off the bottom tier 1 tower. Tier 2 for a tier 1. It's quite easy for Heroic to choose what objective they want to take. They have pawns that they can trade. Only sentry dropped right under the tower by King Jungles. That's a very, very interesting position for a sentry, by the way, because is that in vision of the tower? It is. I was wondering already. I was like, can you drop a sentry in the tower vision like that? I was like, I don't think you can.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's what I meant, right? Like, because I was trying to experiment on new ward positions, so you can somehow manage to block it. Roshan is being taken right now, and Yuma with that axe. Very short cooldown on Enrage, as mentioned a couple times already. Will easily finish off this Aegis. That brings with it a Roche banner.
Tower is under attack.
Mira. Yeah, they were actually chasing the Hoodwink because he showed himself in the bottom lane, trying to go for a quick cut. So Heroic definitely stacked up as they're hunting for a pickoff. And it looks like they're just gonna continue staying stacked up. For them. most part.
Seas of fortune.
Schofield just offered himself, most likely, from the Tokyo Mikoto. They can definitely kill a hero, but it's still a tower Heroic could teleport to, and they only see the Tiny. They know the Tiny's TP'd in. Ollie's going for some deep vision. Downside is, if this game continues going like this, are you ever going to get benefit off of this Ops ward that they just placed deep in? Found Mira. Schofield. Giving him some attention. Whisper is also going to show up here. He does have a blink coming off cooldown. As long as they can just spot where the Hoodwink is going, they could have kept on chasing. Diabolic Edict does show where the target is going in, even if it's in the fog. It's easy to track enemies.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
That's true. King Jungles just instantly drops the Golem right on top of the Earthshaker. Divine Llama can't get close enough for the chase, so that was a bit of a... It was an attempt to make a quick play, but now Divine Llama uses his other spells to get himself out of trees. He doesn't have a Quelling Blade anymore.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower is fallen.
At least he's able to keep one of those lanes. Nightfall is directly under vision, so that is your public enemy number one right there. And they still see him here. Schofield probably just got... He's probably gonna go straight at him. Kodo runs in though. And he dodges the Resonant Pulse. The first one at least gets vesseled up. Llama waiting on the low ground. They're just hiding in the trees and TPing out. Top lane, Yuma sees Storm to Tokyo, misses him by a split second.
Look at that! Radiant's courier just got killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Your Mira's cutting waves and sniping couriers. Ursa.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
That walks onto the action rune, hoping that Mikoto was going to show up right on top of the Remnant.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
An Invis picked up by Whisper. Game has definitely taken a slower turn, as net worth has pretty much stayed... Actually has been going slightly in Aurora's favor. It's a 3,000 gold swing in the last couple of minutes. Of course, that's a couple of couriers killed by Aurora, which mostly impacts that, because they are all farming all 6 cores on the map. So Tokyo, maybe this time he went a little bit too deep into the lane. He's got no BKB for himself. My Llama's also a bit afraid there might be somebody else there too.
No, take that.
Let that Shaker walk away. Mid lane, a spotted Whisper. His shield rune also expires. Void here, already cutting those waves with the Remnant Shard. Yep. Yeah, it is problematic for Heroic in terms of that sieging pattern. So it's like you can't just push in one lane and hope you're going to get some damage to that tier 3 tower. Maybe you make that decision when you get frustrated enough, but that could be a tool to get Aurora back into base. However, this Hoodwink and Nature's Prophet, I don't think they're coming back home. But that's what teams usually do. They force that one lane in, they threaten the high ground, they force the TPs home, and then they split back onto the map. Hoodwink is being chased here by Yuma, by the Llama. The Llama still doesn't have a blink on him. Be a close call. The Hoodwink's able to teleport away. They have. That was Ollie. Got it, and that should give info for Aurora. Do they want to take this fight though? Yuma walks into Toronto Tokyo, blink on cooldown, and he doesn't have the enrage right now, so they're spending everything to take him down, and they will. Aurora will find themselves a valuable target. The Llama going to take the fight onto Toronto Tokyo, force that shaker away. Mikoto had to be careful too because he still had the fatal bonds on him, but now he is the only one sharing it, and the Llama is isolated. Nightfall with the BKB will stand his ground versus that Timber. Schofield coming in for the save, pushes him away with the Force Staff, and that leaves Ollie behind. They'll get a 2-for-2 trade going, both trading 1 core each. And yeah, the Gale Guard and the Force Staff from Schofield buys enough time for the Timber with max reactive armor stacks because the Furion was punching him furiously. Gets that regeneration to kick back in.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Yeah. What Aurora knows, this was a damage check. So, with the lockdown that they have, with the silences from those resonant pulses, they have a way now to deal with the Ursa, but Ursa's BKB will also be up, so another defensive item for this hero. And Fatal Bonds is a damage item in itself, so Yuma can prioritize something on his defensive end. Silences will no longer do any good against them. Ollie gets caught by Whisper. Heroic are still smoking through mid. You know, the Echo is still on cooldown for a bit. It's actually only just 5 seconds remaining, and he'll have it back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Where did Nightfall use his BKB? I didn't see that. I was looking elsewhere at that time, but Mikoto, not as lucky. And Nightfall's BKB is gone. Okay, so yeah, the Llama jumped on him at the same time, right. I was looking at the top chase. Just a casual 32 wards placed down by King Jungles.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
They have one support.
Says please. Take
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse. They're beating on Dire's top tower. Dire has
Roche
fortified
Banner
their structures.
will not die to the Fissure. And the shard from the Shaker, which usually might be enough, and aftershock damage being applied might be enough to kill the creep wave. That Roche Banner prevents you
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this
the
abuse.
wave, and they will go for this lane of Rex, and now everybody's up on Aurora. The Llama, he does the right thing. He goes scouting in the front line, destroys all the trees, and now Yuma, he's gonna get locked in, but will he die with all of this control? He survives. Yuma gets the BKB off, and that was everything Aurora had to throw. And they couldn't take it. They threw the kitchen sink and all. It wasn't enough. Aggressive jump. Nightfall also has the BKB and turn around. And they do get the Sprout out for a second, but Nightfall will die. No chance of an escape. And now, if you want to finish those racks, they're definitely up for grabs because that Furion,
Dire's
that's gone
top
for
barracks
80
are under
seconds.
attack.
glyph.
Dire's middle tower
Will no
isn't
longer
going
get a
fast
refreshed glyph as that top lane melee Rax has fallen. They are slowly wearing down the Timber Saw Schofield. Reads a moment might arise for him to jump in. Still got that force step. He's holding on to it. Divine Llama
Dire's middle
force
tower
everybody
isn't
back
going
to the
last
fountain.
long.
We'll continue poking that tier 3 tower. Another
middle
objective to
tower
fall.
just
30
went
seconds
down.
for the Furion to respawn. And he's not that far off of his buyback, so Nightfall could still potentially return. Hasn't revealed any new item either to the side of Heroic. That butterfly that he's queuing up, they caught a glimpse on that broadsword when versus no.
Radiant took down Rosa.
The first
I
bear
trust there was a good
burns
reason.
away.
Oh, he went for the timber chain out. He thought he had enough damage to kill Mira. Mira escapes. I only had 1100 HP. Got a bit lucky there. I mean, the timber could have just decided to stay on top of the hoodwink. Didn't quite get the calculations right with the Yules and the Gale Guard. But you are right. This game is really difficult for Aurora now. If it wasn't hard enough already, and that's the whole split push game, well, it's taken a very nasty turn. And that's the last outer tower going down as well. And remember, there's still 3 minutes until a glyph is available for Aurora. During those 3 minutes, Ursa would like to use that Aegis of his.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
See Mira, the Tifas are coming in, and in the cover of darkness, or at least hiding in the trees, I'll be able to catch the rats in action. Also ping out the shield rune. Maybe that is your go sign. The rat's dead. The waves are starting to push out. You get a shield rune for your Lesh. Also holding on to a refresher, so an 8-second and a 7. So you have 15 seconds of BKB still for this Lesh to use. That's an insane period of time, thinking about mostly debuff immunity to some extent.
Dire's middle barracks are taking damage.
Godo will go for the play. Onto the Whisper. Let's track they go. He will get his BKB off. And now with that refresher, he'll have a second available. Mikoto is going to get burnt up and forced away. And there's the TPs out from the side of Aurora. They won't lose anybody yet, just quite yet. He did use quite a lot of ultimates. Divine Llama is in between. There's Ollie getting slowed. Nightfall is also very slow, getting caught by the Split Earth stun. Has to force his own BKB, and he's got Satanic. But can he get to use it as Yuma's right on top of him, and he forces him back. Nightfall trying to get some light steal out from these right clicks, but it's not enough against big old Fussy Wussy. As Ollie is also going to get tossed right back in, and that will be a Furion gone for 88 seconds. If Heroic reads this correct, he finished a Satanic. That means he should not have a buyback.
Dire's middle barracks have fallen. Dire's middle barracks are taking fire, which is obviously bad. Dire's
They clean up this entire area.
away.
Nobody to be found to defend the base there. Just 3 heroes up. Heroic really playing it cautiously.
Good. It feels good to be this good.
Still remember
Dire's middle barracks are under
some of those
attack.
tips given by teams is when they're feeling really claustrophobic inside their base, they are going to make a mistake at some point and leave. Maybe that's what Heroic has been playing for. Wait for Aurora to leave the base. Fight without their buyback benefit.
It looks like Dire fortified
There's
their
nothing to
structures.
TP to outside of their
Dire's
home.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower always.
It's gotta be megas.
Dire's
It's got to be
middle
straight up
barracks are
megas. It's gone. Bottom is going down.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. The Radiant now has mega creeps. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, he just dragged it into his inventory, so he's ready to drop the golem. Drop the base right on top of Aurora. Let's see. Again, this classic heroic move. We've seen them do this already 3 times during the course of this tournament. They see where they are, and Yuma's going straight head on first onto Ollie, and Mira will be the next one to drop. That's him with an instant buyback. The hero already died back in the previous fight, so he's gone only for 50 seconds. That was a low resource commitment from Heroic. They haven't used anything special yet. Llama up front, down to half HP. There's the Echo. Timber about to die, but not enough. Gets the Aegis out gets the axe out just in time to build up that barrier, and Divine Llama will be able to escape Toronto Tokyo. Not so lucky. Has a buyback. That's about it. Timber saw us pinging the hoodwink there, but that's the amount of damage you did to me, and it's not enough to kill me. As GG is called, and Heroic will continue their undefeated streak. Back-to-back series now.
The Radiant